This is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at a mod called the Golf Cart. And for this mod, we have two options available. We have the regular golf cart and the fast golf cart, but we always got to save the best for last, so we're going to start with the regular one. And with the regular one, we have many color options. It was really hard to decide between red, and even red. Yeah, unfortunately, the color selector on the golf cart does not work, but we still got a lot of little fun things to play around with. For example, we have the golf clubs in the back, which we can take off of the golf cart, and then if we wanted to, we could go ahead and fling them into space. You can do that with both pairs of golf clubs. And we also have the beer bottle in the cup holder, which we can go ahead and take out, and then just float it in the air real quickly so we can get a better look at it. I know it's spinning around and being a pain in the butt, but we can slow it down. So you can see it says BeamNG.drive on it. And then it even has some nutritional information on it. It's a very detailed beer bottle. Like, you can actually read the numbers here and see, is that really the nutritional information for a beer? I don't know. I don't drink alcohol. But it says BeamNG.drive, always percussive. And then it also says over there, let's see if I can get the right angle. Oh, nope. There you go. Brewed in Canada. So anyways, that's there. And I'm just going to leave it floating there because it looks kind of neat like that. And lastly, we have Little Skull Dude. And with Little Skull Dude, he will also detach from the golf cart. Although sometimes he can be a bit of a pain, as you're seeing right here. Come on, Little Skull Dude, off of the cart. There you go. And you can just drop him onto the floor like I did. He's sitting there all comfy now. And those are all the little parts you might not notice on the golf cart. So we can go ahead and reset it. And now we can go ahead and go for a drive. And with this golf cart, it does top out at about 20 miles per hour. But the surprising thing is just how fast it can get from 0 to 20, or actually, if you want to be more precise about it, 0 to 19 miles per hour. For example, if we come to a stop right here, we're on a little bit of an uphill incline, and we floor it. We go 0 to 19 and done. That fast. I'm pretty sure that is faster than quite a few cars in the game. It just has really good launch capabilities. Anyways, let's say you're going along in your golf cart, along the golf course on the dirt road, which is for some reason located along the side of a hill, and you accidentally say, hey, look at that lizard, and you fall off of the hill. What's going to happen to you? Let's find out. Your golf cart is going to get some severe damage. Is it still going to be drivable? No, not really. I'm trying to go to the right and it's going to the left. So all steering capabilities are lost and it's trying to tip over. But can we get it back upright? Come on. There we go. So let's take a look at the damage real quickly. We got the skull guy still there doing good. Got some little bit of funky deformation going on in the front. And then over on the rear, we still got one set of golf clubs. So that's pretty good. Those are pretty important. The back bumper's a little beat up, and look at that. Their beer bottle is somehow still here. I don't know what in the world it's doing, but now it's attached to the top of the golf cart. Okay, then. I guess it's good that it's still here. That's what's important. And let's drive around Italy some more. Now, one of the reasons I chose Italy is because it has a lot of roads like this, where the road is really narrow, and if I'm driving a normal vehicle, it feels like a one-way road. But with the golf cart, it actually feels like a two-way road, and you can fit two cars side by side without problem. I mean, if you ever see me driving through here with a normal vehicle, yeah, it's a one-way road as far as I'm concerned. This bridge, this is only one car at a time kind of bridge. But with the golf cart, you can actually fit two side by side. It's just a really tight fit, and I wouldn't suggest doing it. But if you absolutely had to, you could. With a normal car, heck, just fitting one normal car through there is a bit of a struggle. There is absolutely no way you're going to fit two of them side by side. And this vehicle works really well, even on the uphills. It must have a pretty torquey engine, because this is a pretty decent hill we're climbing, and I have not seen the speed drop from 19 miles per hour. It is holding there super steady. And the weird thing is it doesn't feel like you're actually going 19 miles per hour, and I did a test. I drove another vehicle side by side with this one, and the speedometer is accurate. Just for some reason with this vehicle, it never feels like you're going as fast as it says. So here is what a 19 mile per hour crash looks like right into a wall. Boop! Not that dramatic. You do lose your beer. That's the most dramatic thing that can happen in a crash with this thing, basically, is you lose your beer. But you look at the front right here and it's barely damaged. Like, you have to actually look for the bends and the bruises on this thing after the impact. Drivability wise though, not so well actually. It is pulling a lot to the left. So let's try to fix it with another crash. Sometimes that works. Most of the time it just makes things even worse. Let's find out. Did it make it better? It actually did. One of the few times it makes it better. This thing is now driving straight and true, it looks like. Here we go. Just letting it go straight. Maybe a small pull to the left, but not nearly as much as it was earlier. That's great. Let's crash it again. We're just going to keep booping this thing in the walls and see if we get more and more damage. I mean, it is getting more damage. If you look, you can very clearly see the damage on the red part of the golf cart now. Driving now, it is pulling hard to the left again. So let's let it pull to the left and crash right into there. All right, now we got some serious damage. Now I don't know if we can even steer. Let's see. Very, very severe pull to the left, even worse than before, but we can get enough to go to the right and try to crash into the wall and somehow tip over. That wasn't the goal. This thing back onto its wheels, and we should be able to keep going. Come on, golf cart, get off the curb. It's too big for you. All right, still pulling to the left, still drivable though. So yeah, when you're only crashing into things about 20 miles per hour, the golf cart will last virtually forever, it seems like. I'm sure eventually you can crash into things enough to cause it to stop driving, but it's gonna take some effort. You have to try to wreck the golf cart. I am trying actually, and it's not happening. Like going back and forth in these walls, we are almost going about 20 miles per hour on each impact, which is the top speed-ish, and it just keeps bouncing off and keep going. Pretty impressive, all things considered. Although it does have some trouble getting up on those curbs every now and then. Okay, now how is steering? Steering is really bad. If I try to go to the right, it's basically just going straight with a tiny bit of pull to the right. It is not good. But it is indestructible at these speeds. That's the great part. You can just keep crashing it. So maybe what we need to do is we need to have a vehicle crash into it. Now that sounds like a good plan. So let's use a car you normally wouldn't see in Europe. How about the police version of the Burnside Special? If you saw that driving around, you would definitely do a double take in Italy. And I kind of spawned in an awkward location, so I'll teleport it over to here. That way I have some room to do a 180, because look how long this thing is. It blocks both lanes of traffic. It is a very long vehicle, and it should be really good for a nice collision. And I don't want to have to do another 180 again, so I'm going to save that spot. And then we'll make sure the golf cart's lined up, which it isn't. And one of the weird things about the golf cart is it's not easy to line up in the orientation you want. You line it up like this, you hit save that spot, and then it rotates. Every single time you hit save that spot, it'll rotate. So here we go, rotates, rotates, rotates. And it's not exactly 90 degrees. It's like 93 degrees or something, because it's not the exact same orientation it was before. So I always just say, okay, line it up like this if we want it to be pointing straight with the road. Then we reset it, and now it's good for a collision. And we'll do a few collisions at different speeds. The first one will be a little bit faster than the golf cart can normally go. We'll be about 30-ish miles per hour. That looks pretty close to 30. Get the slow-mo going. A little bit of acceleration and keep it about 30. All right, let's be the golf cart for the collision. I think that gets us a little bit of a better camera angle. So, boom! Crashed into it about 30 miles per hour, and hopefully we don't get slammed into a wall. Hopefully that thing comes to a stop before that happens. All right, hit the brakes, hit the brakes. I don't want to smash the golf cart between the wall. That's perfect. It was very close, but it didn't hit it. And unfortunately, we are stuck together. I cannot seem to separate us easily, so I'll just real quickly, I'll save the Burnside, reset it, and then load it. So how damaged did the Burnside get? It has a very visible bump in the bumper, but I don't think it's going to affect the drivability, although it doesn't have a headlight. Speaking of headlights, this one does not actually have functional headlights. I've tried turning them on before, and absolutely nothing happens. The damage, though, that's pretty impressive. That thing actually looks just about as damaged as the Burnside, even though it's a golf cart compared to a car. That means we need to test it at a higher speed. So we get a fresh one of those, and then we go back to the Burnside, get a fresh one of those, and this time we're going to go fast. We're going to go as fast as we can get in the distance available to us. And this is going to be a little bit weird, because what I have to do is I have to crash and then reset it before I squish the car, because I just barely didn't squish him last time. This time I most definitely will. So we reset, and then can you stop before you slam into the wall? Let's see. It's going to be close. I'm accelerating, trying to make it stop. Oh, it's going to crash. We're going to do this. We're going to just save it, let it hit the wall, and then we'll reset it to see what just the initial impact did if it gets more damaged up. Actually, that wasn't too hard of a hit, I don't think. That did do some damage, so I'll just load up the other damage so we can look at that. There you go. So that impact, that did some damage. Although, somehow the wheels are still in good condition, even though the whole front bumper area basically got smashed to bits. Let's see, can it still drive decent? I'm going full steering to the left just to go straight. There's not even a little bit of a left turn to that. So unfortunately, steering is ruined. But we can at least put down the power still and kind of bounce around like that. So how about we go ahead and try crashing into the rear, since we're obviously going to go nowhere right now. And probably the easiest way to set it up for that is just reset it twice, and it should rotate 180-ish degrees. Just close. So just move it a little bit like so, and that's good to go. And then for the vehicle, we're going to crash into it. How about we try a vehicle that is actually going to be a fair fight, maybe? We're going to use the Ibishu Pigeon here, because they are similar sized. The Pigeon is bigger, but not by a huge margin like the Burnside Special was. And we're going to be going about 50 miles per hour, so about the same speed we hit it with the Burnside Special. And 16 times slow-mo really ruined my golf clubs there. That's rude. Try to stop it before anything bad happens. Unable to do it, but thankfully all of the impact was absorbed by the roof. So looking at the damage to the Pigeon, it's not bad for a 50-mile-per-hour crash. Golf cart, on the other hand, yeah, it got pretty mangled in the rear. How can it drive, though? That's the important question. Not at all. The golf cart is immobilized. So it is definitely more durable from the front than the rear. Anyways, I think it's finally time to move on from the slow golf cart to the fast golf cart. So the fast cart is just as fast as the normal golf cart from 0 to 20. The difference is this one has gears. It has a 6-speed transmission where the other one only had a 1-speed transmission and would just top out almost instantly. So let's do a 45-ish mile-per-hour crash into the Pigeon. And looking at the damage there, Pigeon, mostly unharmed. Golf cart, not so much. Golf cart does have some damage on it. Let's see how well it'll drive. Trying to get it to continue going along this road is a bit of a struggle. It does not want to turn too well. And it is pulling hard to the right. I'm just trying to keep it going straight a little bit. This is not going well. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and reset this thing. That way we get a new one that'll actually drive good. Because I want to be able to drive the fast golf cart fast. I want to be driving just as slow as the normal one because it's so damaged up. So we're already up to about 40 miles per hour. And with this golf cart, you can get up to 70 miles per hour or so without having to push it for a really long distance. I think you might be able to get up to close to 100 if you have a really, really long road, but most of the normal roads you only get about to 70 miles per hour. And this looks like a good job for a golf cart, doesn't it? A stairway? Yeah, this is gonna go great. Shaking my golf clubs. The skull's probably bouncing all over the place. I can't really see him. Yeah, he is bouncing all over the place. And this is working great, but I'm going a little slow. Let's go fast. Oh, yep. There we go. There's how you do it. Lost one of my golf bags, thankfully. The one on the right was mine. The one on the left was my buddy's, and something's not right, actually. I'm accelerating, and it's not doing what it's supposed to do, so I'm resetting it. And now it looks like the vehicle's fine. We're going up this hill, no problem. I guess when I was going down the stairs, I hit the suspension in kind of an awkward way, which messed it up, and I couldn't get the power down properly. I don't think there was anything other than the suspension damage from what I just did there. But as you see, we are easily going up this hill at about 30 miles per hour, which is just as fast, if not faster than I would do in a car. And that was a little sketchy. It started to tip just a tiny bit. I went from left to right and back and forth. Should be good for a crash though. So gonna be going about 50 miles per hour and just kind of bouncing off the wall, I would think. Oh no, that's actually a surprisingly harsh hit. You can really see the whole front suspension got crooked. And oh, we got a second crash. I was trying to go the other direction. It's just the suspension was too messed up. Like it was all leaning in that direction. So I couldn't do anything to fix that. Anyways, we'll do one more high-speed crash. I just gotta find the right spot for it. Looking around, this is a straightaway. This is a good place to get up to speed. I just need a good target. All right, we're gonna smash into that wall, and that should be at about 50, 60 miles per hour if you trust the speedometer. And ooh, I got a good idea. Let's do this from inside of the wall. That'll be an interesting looking crash, I bet. And ooh, that's cool. I like that because you could really see the golf cart as it gets damaged. There was nothing blocking your view at all. I should do crashes like that more often. It's just hard to find walls like that. All right, so this thing got no steering really. So I want to do the speed test I was talking about earlier, and the easiest place to do that would be grid map. You know what? I think the golf cart is going to be faster than the stock pickup truck. I know that sounds crazy. The stock pickup truck has a V8 and 4-wheel drive. How can the basic golf cart be faster than that? It just is. Let's try this out. Remember, we're only going to go up to 20 miles per hour because that's as fast as the golf cart will go. So put it to a stop side by side. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get the camera above both of the vehicles. Freeze physics, accelerate both of them at the exact same time. Let's just watch how they compare. So we're going, and look at that. We're up to 20 miles per hour, but you saw the golf cart took off compared to the truck. It started in the middle of the truck's body, and it's actually ahead of the truck now. So the default golf cart is faster than the default pickup truck with its V8 4-wheel drive configuration. Of course, once we get past 20 miles per hour, the truck is going to easily win because the golf cart is topped out. But what if we use the fast version of the golf cart? How will that fare? So let's try this out. We're going to use the exact same pickup truck because that really is the perfect vehicle to do a baseline style comparison like this. So I'm lining them up. Front wheels basically lined up. Front bumpers basically lined up. Both are accelerating. So here we go. Up to 20 miles per hour. There goes the golf cart. The golf cart is taking off on the truck. Up to about 50 miles per hour, the golf cart was faster than the truck. But eventually, the truck wins because it has that top end. The golf cart, it simply doesn't. And as I said earlier, you can get the golf cart up to about 70 miles per hour, it feels like, before you really start to run out of road in most situations. So here's 70 miles per hour. That's about how much road you normally get in most situations. But if you have a road long enough, it keeps going very, very slowly. And I honestly don't know how fast it can get up to. But we're going to hit that wall at about 80 miles per hour, which should do some serious damage to the golf cart. Going to use 100 times slow-mo on this because I expect it to just crumple. Oh, yep, that is crumpled. Beautiful. And the rear wheels are now in front of the front wheels because the front wheels are way behind the golf cart. My golf bags are gone, my beer is gone, my whole top part is gone, so I'm gonna get sunburnt. I don't like this. I don't like golfing anymore, it's too violent. All right, anyways, we are now done at grid map, so let's go ahead and move on to Leap of Death. And for Leap of Death, I have no reason not to use the fast version of the golf cart, right? The faster, the better. And I was still in slow-mo right there. I'm like, why is the golf cart going so slow? Oh, because I never went back to real time. So we're gonna hit this jump at a good speed, about 50 miles per hour, which, like we said, it's pretty fast up until about that speed. And by the way, if some of you guys were thinking, WhyBeAre, didn't you already do a video for the golf cart? Yeah, I did, but that was 5 years ago. And there was a long while where the golf cart wasn't working with BeamNG.drive. Now it does. And that excited me enough to decide to make a new video for it. Also, yeah, camera sometimes does do weird things I've noticed when the golf cart really gets crumpled. Like it somehow gets itself offset, so as this flies through the air, the camera might do some wacky stuff, and there's really nothing I can do about that. That's just the camera doing its thing. And it looks like this is gonna be the long way down Leap of Death unless it gets stuck, because the way this thing's flying, it's not going very far at all. Is it gonna get stuck? No, it's still going. I don't know, I have a feeling it's so small that it's probably not going to get stuck. It's just going to keep bouncing all the way down until it runs out of momentum. Like, that'd be a good place for most vehicles to get stuck, but it just kind of bounced out of there because it's so small. If it does make it to the bottom, this is a good candidate for a vehicle that has the most collisions on its way down Leap of Death to the very bottom. Just the way it's bouncing. If you count each bounce as a crash, it has tons of them, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that was like 5, 6, 7. It just, the way it bounces through everything, there's so much collisions going on. But really, it got as deformed as it's gonna get after just the first few collisions. Since then, it's just kind of been rolling looking like that the whole way. All right, we are almost into the water, so it's gonna make it. There's no doubt about that now. And into the water, and it's still bouncing around. And really, you'll have noticed the camera doing some wacky stuff, as I said. But you were able to at least kind of watch it as I went down. Hopefully you didn't get too motion sick like I did. I get motion sick easily though, so that's my own fault. Anyways, there's the damage to the remains of the golf cart. And I think now we can go ahead and finish things up with a good old brutal slope. And again, of course, for this, we want to use the fast version of the golf cart. I have no reason to use the slower one. The faster the better. That's the whole point of brutal slope. Of course, though, the orientation of the golf cart started and was really awkward. Although I could just kept resetting it until I got an orientation I liked. That's the funny way to do it. Reset, 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 reset. There's a good orientation. Now we're good to go. Okay, that's the hard part. Just going down that bump. Once we cross that bump, it's just keeping it straight. Don't steer too hard because it's kind of top heavy and it will tip over. 100 miles per hour and the gearing is gone. So yeah, maybe on a long enough straight, it could be close to 100 miles per hour. I don't know for certain, but it's possible. Over rev damage, don't care. Keep accelerating, golf cart. Never back down. Everybody said you'd never be better than the mini golf course. Yet here you are on brutal slope, which isn't actually a golf course. Oh well. Anyways, wall, meet golf cart at 190-ish miles per hour. Get the camera off of it so you can actually see as it just evaporates to pieces. Somehow the piece of the canopy is still mostly intact. I don't know how that happened. And everything else is just flying all over the place because the golf cart is completely ruined from that sort of impact. And I think that's going to do it for this video. So until next time, this has been WhyBeAre. And remember, if you like or dislike this video, I will know. I can tell by counting the number of grasses there are on the golf course. So do the right thing, and I'll see you next time.